Good evening. My name is Pat O'Brien. I'm here with Ann Click, and we're members of the Friends of Hopkinton, and you're live on Main. And we welcome you tonight so we can discuss a little bit about our organization called the Friends of Hopkinton. And I'd like to introduce Ann Click, or as she was known growing up, Ann Nealon.
Okay.
And she's our former town clerk, been involved in the town for many, many years, and she wants to stay involved. So she joined the Friends of Hopkinton. It's a great organization that's kind of reaching out to the residents of Hopkinton, and we have a great event planned, and I'm going to turn it over to Ann, and she can discuss it with us.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Yeah, Pat actually is a member of our group now, which we're very grateful about. I'm going to give you a little bit of background of Friends of Hopkinton. We originally started after the 275th anniversary of the town, and we started with the seed money that was put forward by the group that was behind running that celebration. And we started as the Civic Activities Committee. And we did some events during the years in the 80s, and with the seed money that was left over, we felt very confident that the anniversary people would like to see the spirit that was celebrated during the 275th go forward, and we did that for a couple of years. Then we laid dormant for a while, and getting closer to the 300th, the same group of people got together, and we decided we wanted to really get things moving for the 300th. So we changed our name to the Hopkinton Celebration Committee. Since then, we are now called Friends of Hopkinton, and I think that's what we truly are. Our group is made up of Friends of Hopkinton. And as I mentioned, the seed money that we got started with, we are also going to do the same thing because we were involved with the 300th. We have money left over from donations and collection drives that we did. We did some dances, we did bottle drives. We made a lot of money on the bottle drive. We did several events leading up to the anniversary, and we were actually able to finance 6 out of the 8 professional bands that, the parade floats that were in the parade. We managed the parade under the great leadership of Paul Witcher, and we were able to take that on, and I think we helped a lot during the anniversary. So that's where we are, and we expect that we are planning to give the town money for the next celebration. In the meantime, the enthusiasm of the group has spilled over into wanting to do something and get something started again now. So I'm going to let Pat take over right now. Thanks.
Well, Ann, I think a lot of it came from the celebration of the 300th anniversary of the town, and after that day, actually that week and probably that whole year, the town really grew together.
Yes.
And a lot of that town spirit came about, and it all accumulated on that day.
Yes.
And what a beautiful day. It was up to high school, weather was perfect.
Yep.
We had the parade, before we finished it off with the celebration, and finished it off with a great fireworks display. Yeah. So everyone that you talked to really, really loved that day. It was just a mixture of everybody in town chipping together with a great Hopkinton spirit, and it just made it fabulous. And since then, everyone was asking, can you do it again? Can you do it again?
Right.
And the friends stepped up, and they said, yep, we want to do it again. So they got the committee together, and we got some new members, and we started to look and say, how can we, we'll never duplicate that, but how can we keep that spirit going?
Right.
So we reached out to organizations in town.
Yes.
And we reached out to the town.
Yes.
We made great communications with the Board of Selectmen, Mr. Kamalo and the Board of Selectmen. We've been up and we've been in front of them 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
And we've told them about the day, what we'd like, and see if we can get some support for them. Although it's a great day, it really, really kicks off with the fireworks. And that's something that we certainly want to try to duplicate this year. So we're hoping that we're able to include fireworks into that day.
Right.
But besides that, it's the people. And we want to draw the people in town to the high school and middle school to participate. Right. So we've been in touch with the school.
Yes.
They've been very cooperative, and we're working with them to use the fields again and use the parking lots. and get the support of them.
Right.
And then we've reached out to organizations.
Yes.
And we've had 2 meetings with the public, and we've asked them to come in and join us and make your organizations known to the people. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, by sponsoring an event, by just coming and being there and talking to people. And we've had some great enthusiasm and participation. So you've been at those 2 meetings.
Yes.
We just had one the other night, and why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Who's coming, or who's interested, and how can people or organizations that are interested,
Right.
how can they get involved?
Okay, thank you, Pat. I will. I'm going to backtrack by telling you the date.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna help.
We might want to tell you that. And
Yeah.
the name of the day is the Hopkinen Family Day, and it is September 16th, 2017.
Yeah.
It is also the day of Polyots, and I think we also want to mention that Polyots is very much aware that we're having our part of the day to go on the same day as theirs, and they're fine with that. They said that during the celebration, they really got more participation at Polyots because of the anniversary events going on. So the other night we did have our second meeting, and it was wonderful. We had a group of high school kids there that are busting with enthusiasm, and they were going back to their classes meetings and discuss what they were going to do. And one group, Vineyard Church, is going to do a scavenger hunt during the day. The Boy Scout Troop 1, they're going to do a launcher. We're not sure what they're going to be launching, but it's going to be something. And there was a couple of other groups that made commitments that night. I'm sorry, off the top of my head, I can't remember what they were, but they just were phenomenal. Responsive. They want to help, and the thing is that we want to get as many people, as many groups in Hopkinen who we just want them there. We want them to either do a homespun activity. We want them to either just talk about their organization. And we are going to start going around and talking to the different groups and seeing if we can help them.
That's right. And, I know you mentioned the days you had in years past and type of events that they had. And some of the things that have been kicked around but really haven't been committed on is like a doll carriage contest for young girls and a pie eating contest, 3-legged race.
Yes.
And things like that. Kind of bring back the old family days that
Right.
there were years ago that really aren't that expensive. And really take away from the technology of today and kind of go back to the fun that people used to have back in that day.
Now I remember the third person, the Lions. They want to do a pie eating contest.
There you go.
And a dunk tank.
Some kind of dunk cut. So throughout the day, we're gonna have entertainment, and we've reached out to some local entertainment, and as we know, Hopkinen is just filled with fantastic local entertainment, and we've had some great enthusiasm. We're still waiting to hear back from some acts, but. A guy that's very familiar with Live on Main and in the town of Hopkinton, Steve Spector, who's a Hopkinton resident, has been fantastic in his support for this event. And he not only has agreed to play on that event, but he's working with us to help do the logistics of all the entertainment there with the staging and the lighting and the entertainment. So we got a bunch of acts. Of course, Steve's going to be involved. Another great act was also very familiar to people of Hop News. You may not know him by name, but you'll know him by face, and you'll know him by his impersonations of Robin Williams and Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. But Roger Cabler, who not only is a great artist, a great comedian, but he's a great an artist.
Yes,
Not just an actor artist.
Yes.
And he does great paintings and caricatures and stuff. So, but he also has a great stand-up act.
Right.
And he makes the rounds, but he's agreed to perform for us on that day also.
Right.
So we're looking forward to not only having events that people can participate in.
Yes.
We're going to have entertainment on the side that they can listen to and enjoy that. And, just like the 300th, we're going to have great food.
Yes, we are.
They certainly hit it right with all the food trucks that they brought in, not just your local standard of hot dogs and hamburgers, but I think they had seafood and barbecue and really hit the mark on that. So we've been in contact with those food trucks. We're going to bring them back and also have a lot of that same fair. So we're looking forward to that.
Right, and you've been working hard on the inflatables.
On the inflatables, yes. Like the 300th, we're going to have a separate kids park like they did over there. We're going to stage that behind the athletic center over on the high school property. And, you know, we got a bunch of inflatables coming in, obstacle course and bouncy houses and sports combos. And a couple other events, you know, like a slap shot contest that you can do against an inflatable and a golf hitting thing. And, you know, we'll be also looking at other entertainment for kids.
Yes.
Whether magicians walking around or balloon artists, stuff like that. So,
Right.
So we're going to really make it special for the young kids so they don't get kind of caught up and bored over in the adult section. So
Right, right. In fact, we're looking for some face painters, some local face painters. There is a local balloon artist that I'll be contacting, but I'm hoping that some face painters will come forward. I'm understanding there was a clown and a caricature artist, and I'm not able to locate them.
okay.
So I'm hoping anybody listening to us tonight could, you know, contact us. And we are hoping that someone with those talents will come forward.
So with the technology today, as you know, Robert isn't next to us. He's in the other room, and you know he told us that anyone that has any questions
Oh, yes.
or comments, suggestions, can call Hot News Now, and he will forward us those questions, and we can maybe answer those questions right now for you. One other thing, Ian, is I was very happy when I got asked to join this group. I've been in Hopkinton for about 33 years, and I've got to know a lot of the people, you know, like yourself and your family, and most of the members of this committee. They've been in Hopkinton forever. They were brought up in Hopkinton. They understand what it is to live in Hopkinton. And we all recognize that the town grew and new people have come in and some of the old people have moved out, and that's just the way life is. And,
Sure.
you know, new is good, and new ideas, new people, new energy, and that makes organizations grow.
Yes.
And the Friends need that.
Yes.
And right now, as we joke off, and sometimes the medium age of the Friends is
Yes.
kind of up there. So we do need some young people in town to come in to get involved. So, you know, they're going to be ready to go when the 325th comes up.
That's right.
And they might even be here for the 350th, you know,
Right.
where most of us probably won't
Oh,
be.
probably not.
So not only are we here to promote the event on September 16th,
Right.
we're also here to promote the Friends.
Right.
And we'd like to get some new people on
That's
board.
absolutely. We're an open-ended, open membership group. We meet once a month now at Sulfaro's on Fruit Street. We do have a couple of new members. Pete Edwards has joined us. Colette and Dawn Cronin have joined our group. I just have to say, anyone who's raised their children in Hopkinton, those are the people that are going to say, this is my town. I mean, it doesn't matter where you were born. This is where you raise your family. This is your town now, right?
That's it.
So pitch in. We're waiting and hoping to hear from you soon. We'd love to have you join our group. And we have lots of energy in our group, but we want you to give us even more from your side of it.
And, you know, going forward, we've had some great support from the town.
Yes.
Not only the Board of Selectmen and the town manager have been very supportive. The school department
Yes.
has been very supportive
Yeah.
in working with them on using the fields.
Yeah.
The police department, Chief Lee, Lieutenant Porter, who we've spoken with, Fire Chief Slamman,
Yes.
they've been great, and we're going to be working with them to make sure public safety is top notch on that night. But also the Hopkins Marathon Committee, Marathon Fund Committee.
Yes, that's right, Pat. You're right. We went ahead of, we went in front of them just recently, and they funded the inflatables. We are going to have portable toilets there, and we're also having T-shirts for the volunteers. All three of those expenses were covered by the Marathon Fund Committee, and that was terrific.
That's right. So we got other expenses.
Yeah, we do.
And one thing that, you know, we put out there from the beginning is that we wanted to make this as an affordable event to people of Hopkinton as possible. So obviously there's no admission, there's not going to be any price for any of the events.
Right.
And the only thing that would cost you money is the food that you bought.
Yeah.
So there are expenses that go along with this, and we will be doing some fundraising.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to be going crazy.
No.
We're not going to be looking, for millions of dollars to do this.
Yeah.
But, we do need to make some money to make this thing work for everyone. And there's a lot of generous people in town, companies, businesses that have supported events in the past, and we'd love to see their support going forward.
Yeah.
And so we can raise enough money to make sure that this is a great day for everybody.
Right. And Dale Danahy is going to set out and solicit different corporations and businesses and maybe even individuals as the time goes on and we realize how much money we need. Also, some people who were at our meeting said, well, we don't really think that our group would be good to be there that day, but we want a sponsorship. Be a sponsor.
Yep.
And so we've already got some sponsors lined up. We just have to match them up with the event.
Right.
I also want to mention that the second, this moment is that the cooperation that you mentioned is really townwide. I have been in contact with the YMCA, and they are more than willing to talk with us and meet with us, and we'll be meeting with them next week and hear what they want to do for the celebration as well.
Right. And one thing I think we should get out there, and probably should have a big sign over us, but it is our webpage.
Yes.
And
right.
And Ann, you got that?
Sure. It's just friendsofhopkinton.org. So it's the same as our name. We are the Friends of Hopkinton, and our webpage is friendsofhopkinton.org. So please throw your comments on there. We'd love to hear from you. We'd like to be able to converse back and forth with you and get your contact information so that we can talk to you on another level.
Right, and like I said, we kind of look at maybe sometimes in the past and making it like an old time event, but maybe we need some new ideas with new people to come in to kind of generate some new excitement in that. So
right.
We'd love to hear from people out there. Your ideas. We'd love to have you join the committee. We'd love to have you join our organization. We'd love your ideas on how to make this the best day possible, because hopefully this is going forward. Yeah. This is the start of, actually, I'm going to say it's the start of year 2, because, the 300th was year 1, because that really sparked everything and got everything going. So that was year 1. This is going to be year 2. And, going forward, we'd like to make it and grow and, make it better each year. So without, new ideas and new people, we're not going to be able to do that.
That's
so
true.
We'd like a lot of input from the community as well as help and even membership.
Yeah, right. And we have actually emailed, Dale has quite a few of the organizations in town. We've gotten some responses. Both meetings we had gentlemen from the Islamic Center were present at both meetings, and they just haven't come up with their final decision of what they're going to do, what their presence is going to be at the Family Day. But we have contacted all the churches and as many of the organizations as possible, and we are really, that's our theme, to get as many people involved as possible, working together, having fun, so that as many people from Hopkinton come will enjoy all the different events.
Exactly. And as I know, it seems early, but it's going to creep up on us early. This event is going to be September 16th, and, we're just in March. But, we started this several months ago, and we're already into March, and before you know it, we'll be there.
Well, you have that valley in between the summer months where organizations don't meet. So that's why it is important that people really think about it now, maybe get organized. We're actually giving an end date for decisions or commitments, what we're calling them, the middle of June. So going into the summer, people have made up their mind that they are going to do this, and we can talk to them over the course of the summer, but it would be good for them and good for us to know by the middle of June what they want to do.
Right, and you kind of mentioned that some organizations can't physically participate, but they're willing to sponsor it.
Yeah.
And, we're also, through our own solicitation and funding, can sponsor some events. So if there are organizations are out there that, want to do something, but maybe they're nonprofit and they don't have any funds, then they can, contact us. We can work with them to sponsor that event.
Right.
Because that's what we need right now is participation. And, again, we'd like to just repeat the webpage is friendsofhopkinton.org. friendsofhopkinton.org. So you can reach out to that page, contact us. We'll get back to you, and we welcome all ideas, suggestions, participation, and membership.
Great. Thank you very much.
And I'd like to thank Hop News and Robert Falcione for letting us come
Yes.
on, and hopefully we'll be back on again live on Maine.
Thank you.
Thank you.